Om Namah Shivaya, friends. Welcome to Dots of Destiny. As we are nearing to the year 2026, I have come up with the video of each ascendant, how 2026 will be good in few pockets, good or whatever, the good, bad, not very good, average in the professional financial front, which has become very, very important because we are at the present moment dealing with lot of uncertainties, as can be seen. And those who are astrological enthusiasts, they know that Saturn's transit into Pisces has given into lot of challenges in the professional front. So that will be a sector. Next comes the health part, because without health, nothing is achieved. So since Jupiter is very fast moving and changing every 3 signs in a year, so health or the total overall well-being is also in bit of a shaky condition. So that is the second point. And third is the educational factor also, because many students are gearing up for different kind of exams, and their lookout for the same and how they fare in that, these things are also important. Rahu and Ketu, Jupiter, Saturn, these 4 major planets, they are in most prominent nakshatras. I can say like that. At this present moment, you see Rahu is in Shatabisha, own nakshatra, and Jupiter is in Punarvasu, again own nakshatra. Saturn is in Purva Bhadrapada. It will go to Uttar Bhadrapada in the second week of January, and that is its own nakshatra. Mostly throughout the year, it will be in Uttar Bhadrapada. Ketu will also enter Mula nakshatra in the month of April. So 4 major planets that we take during our prediction of the New Year sequences of things happening in, or fructification of events, that will be very prominent in the coming year. Yes, it is the year of the sun, and lot of governmental changes and policies is also expected in this year. Nonetheless, that is mundane astrology. Here today, what I'll do is that these main areas of a horoscope I'll focus on for each ascendant, and with example of charts, so that I will be able to show how transits and dasha, they match or do not match. And dasha is very, very important, however good the transits are. If you are running a good balanced dasha, however bad the transits are, you will be able to sail through. But opposite will not give results. That is what I am going to show. With each ascendant, I will take up at least one chart to show the difference and how the things are happening. So with much more saying, I'll start and with the analysis. But yes, one more thing I will say, though I'll make a financial, because see why I am doing this video presently, whenever I try to make videos which are relevant to at least the people, those who are watching me. And at this moment, for the last 3 months, October, November, December, yes, finances is the main topic that has been coming up to me. And my previous people, those who I'm engaged, I regularly basis, they contact me in a month, once, twice, whatever. They have been asking for the security or the prediction whether the finances will be stable next year. For that, I have to give you certain points regarding that. Now let me say this one by one, so that whenever you are also looking into your horoscope, watching so many videos, you must have had some, now little bit you have garnered the things, that how things work in a horoscope. So first look into the second house, the 11th house, the 8th house, and the 12th house. These, and the ninth house, five houses. Five houses are very important for your financial improvement, continuation, or whatever you can call it. Second house obviously is accumulation. Whether you will be able to accumulate, the second house and the second lord is also very important. So the dasha, any planet, if you're running the dasha of second house, the main focus of the planet is wealth and family. 11th house is your extra incomes, your gains, these things. Your, maybe you have a double income, your income comes through different, if you are earning somebody else's, you have a secondary thing also. So that kind of a thing. 11th house, your gains through networks also, especially for business, very important. 8th house also very, very most important for business people, second from the 7th. And also it is your property, your insurance, sudden money, and share market dealings also, where you up and down, the things that happens with the 8th house. 9th house is when fortune is favoring you. That is very important. You get suddenly a promotion and you have given some hike in your payment. Maybe you were thinking, but you were not very sure about it. So 9th house is your fortune, how much it is favoring you. That is also very important. Now, that is why Artha Trikon becomes very prominent. So 2, 6 and 10. This is your main trikon for generation of money. Now, whether it serves your wish fulfillment or not, that's a different thing, because wish fulfillment is 3, 7, 11 desires. But Artha Trikon is the basal chakra, I can call it in that way. You know, the Mooladhara, which roots you to the ground and makes you get money or sustenance through that. That is 2, 6, 10. If in your horoscope, you can check that also. If you have many planets over here, then you will see that is your main focus in life. And it is given to you. It comes to you. Opportunity comes to you. So that is also there. And you can be a very busy person also if you have many planets or prominent planets, like I have seen a horoscope with Ketu in the second house, Saturn in the 10th house, Jupiter in the 6th house. So you see, it goes without saying, this person will be very, very busy, and his main focus of area, that spirituality and all these things may take a later phase in his life, but main will be how to stabilize in this environment, in this 3D world that we live in. Now, another thing is that your moon nakshatra is very important to give you the check of wealth or the goodness that the other planets will be able to give you. Now, how is that? Suppose I have whatever nakshatra you have, moon nakshatra, I will present to you over here. The first nakshatra is Janma, then the second nakshatra, third nakshatra. In this way, from there, whichever nakshatra, suppose Jupiter is transiting. Suppose Punarvasu, now Jupiter is. From moon, how many counts it is from your moon? So that is also very important to understand, that which nakshatra planet is transiting, and that planet, however benevolent it is, whether the transit is actually giving you good results or not. That is also very important. So this way also you can find out your understanding of. I'll give an example for that. So first let me complete this. So first I said the money houses, second the Artha Trikon, the moon nakshatra, from where the main planets are transiting. That is very, very important. Now, fourth comes your Arudha Lagna. From the Arudha Lagna, because see, you can find the Arudha Lagna if you have a Jagannath Hora, and there it is given actually. So finding the Arudha is like the places away from where the Lagna Lord is. That is your Arudha Lagna. So suppose I have my Lagna Lord in the 8th house. So I count from the Lagna to the 8th house, and again from the 8 I have to count 8 places, which is the 3rd house. So 3rd house is my Arudha Lagna. There are certain exceptions, like your Arudha cannot be the 7th house. So the first, like that. There are certain examples which are there, but if you want to just shortcut and find it, then you will find it in the Jagannath Hora. It is given there, your AL, Arudha Lagna, that is very important, the Pada. And A10, A11, all these will be given in that software. So when prominent planets go through these or Upachya houses from these, then also you tend to get better money focus in the professional front, or even maybe education, some very important things happening in your life. That is also a very, very important point. I always make it a point to look, and whenever the Arudha Pada is activated, then I see prominent events also happening in the person's life. Or if a planet is transiting 11th from the Arudha Pada, 3rd, or 6th or 10th, then also main events, financially uplifting some events will 100% occur. Then comes for me is Indu Lagna. For today it is last but not the least, obviously. Indu Lagna is it is decided the 9th house from the moon and the Lagna, whichever the Lord is. There is some colors of the Lord is given, you have to calculate it and you get the Indu Lagna. Now, Indu Lagna is it states about the wealth of your horoscope. If prominent malefics are transiting Upachya houses from Indu Lagna, you will grow in those periods. So such kind of things are very, very important. Now, this is a synopsis I wanted to say. Whatever, this is very important, why I'm saying this. Now onwards, I will try to put some of these things in my monthly reading, and whenever you also see your horoscope, you can a little bit have a knowledge of these things and what is happening, because sometimes a very good looking dasha may not fructify in the way that we are thinking, because there are intrinsic details about that dasha also. In the Shadbal, how much the planet is it really sitting for giving you the results? That is very important. So these things are very prominent. And now let us see how every ascendant in the specific 3 areas that I was talking, how it helps them for the new year 2026. So jump on to the timestamp. See, Aries ascendant, the major planet Saturn is in your 12th house. Jupiter is in the 3rd house, then it will come to the 4th house. And Rahu Ketu till the November end will be in your 11th and your 5th house. Now, over here, if I talk about profession and finances, then definitely this year will have a continuation of financial flow. It should happen for you. Considering that Rahu is in the 11th house, and also Jupiter is aspecting its own house, Sagittarius, which is the luck house for the fortune house for you. Here Saturn is definitely causing some delays. If you are working somewhere, the work pattern can change. You can be neglected a bit, how much ever work you done, or layoffs of many Aries ascendants have already happened. That is also there. All the scenarios are there. But if you work like in areas which are far off places, because Saturn is in Pisces 12th house, in isolation, in foreign countries, in mm, in places where expenses or that kind of a financial analytical thing you are doing, it can be favored by this Saturn. It can be. Now see, this Rahu in the 11th house is a good placement. But what happens is that Rahu is not the planet which gives a very steady supply of money. It gives, but in a sudden chunk. That is the only problem with Rahu that I've seen in all my analysis. It is not like 11 Jupiter, which is there is a continuous thing. Rahu suddenly gives big desire fulfillment. That also happens. But whether it continues and how it continues, it is at the a little, the planet has its suddenness. That is the thing. That is very important to understand. Now, overall, when we look at your financial analysis, the Lagna Lord is also very important over here. So Lagna Lord transiting, it is starting from the new year, nearly it is starting in 9th house and then goes to the 10th house. So over here, the dynamism of Mars already starts in your professional and financial things. Your attention is there towards the 9th house, 10th house, 11th house. So when this transit is happening, I think the first, more or less, the first half of the year, you will be quite busy and trying out different things, whether educational, whether going to take admission. That is the first thing, if the education front is seen, the first thing, 9th house Mars is starting in the month of January. So these things can very well happen in this year and you are very busy. You should be. Now, if the dasha is not there, I'll show how it works. Transit wise, it is a good transit from the beginning of the year. Obviously, when Rahu and Saturn meets in the 11th house in the March month, there can be certain collisions, but still 11th house is a good place for Rahu Mars combination. It is a house which can handle such aggressive energies. 12th Saturn and Mars combination in the month of mid of March to whole of April, I think, is not very good, no doubt. There can be some hindrances, depressions, impediments, loss of money, health issues. These things, because health issue you have to take care whole this year. Saturn is in own nakshatra. It is aspecting your 2nd house, your 6th house, and your 9th house. So if you are not putting the maximum attention to your health, health is wealth is very true when Saturn comes into 6th, 8th, and 12th. I am facing that with 8th Saturn every day. There is something or the other, but I am trying my best with my health regime, but still things are happening. So you also do take care of your health, which is very, very important in the whole of 2026. Now, Jupiter's transit in the 3rd house keeps you busy with different tours and travels, pilgrimages. 4th house Jupiter, because it is an exaltation and in trines to Saturn, it will give life-changing events, and especially you may have to work out from your comfort zone wherever you had been staying for long. If you are going through such dasha, you may have to stay more on out of home area, if permanently or non-permanently, both ways it can happen. So this is a thing that is a 100% for most of the Aries ascendants when Jupiter crosses the 4th house in trines to Saturn, and you will be able to understand now it is a time for change from June onwards, the 2nd half. Education can be favored, especially long distance education, going somewhere else for education, not sitting at home. And good mentorship can also be fetched at this point of time with the grace of God. So, Aries people, what I'm trying to say is that Aries ascendant, the whole of year does not look too messy. There are challenges for every ascendant. There will be challenges because Jupiter is atichari. We are not feeling the settlement. Everything is changing so fast, and we are somehow getting adjusted to it. Over here, one thing, you make it sure, look into the software you're using for yourself. If you have Aruda Lagna, even in if you're using the simple Astro Sage also, if you go to the last of the horoscopes, they will show you Aruda Lagna. A10, A11 pad. These padas will give you the situation of your, because what you are seeing, suppose you are seeing that Saturn is in your 12th house. Now see, I have put on the horoscope on the screen, and this person, the dasha he is running at this moment of time, the Aries Lagna person, Saturn Mahadasha. Now see, Saturn is transiting in the 12th house, but look at his Saturn in the horoscope. It is in the sign of Libra. Now, when that kind of a dasha, and Saturn Mahadasha, Saturn Antardasha. Recently, this person contacted me and said that in the Hong Kong area, towards those eastern zone, watery area, he has got some contracts, and they are looking okay. So whether he should be able to, get into those projects. And see, that is how the dasha works. When we are saying Saturn is in Pisces, this person is running Saturn Mahadasha, Saturn Antardasha. He had been looking for different kinds of, because he's a businessman, as the chart says, you can understand. So he was looking for a lot of foreign kind of opportunities in Jupiter Dasha also. Jupiter was in the 8th house. The whole Dasha, he has lost business, he has made a new one, and all those were contract related business. Now this Saturn Mahadasha has given him some very good scope from the foreign lands. So here see, the dasha is the main indicator, and now that is why he is growing with this dasha. So that is what is very important. The dasha is the first thing that we need to understand in a horoscope for an ascendant, that whether this journey of 2026 will be how fruitful or not. So in this way, though transits give a overall pattern, but not everything. So that is why I had given this example in your case. So all is not bad for Aries people, definitely. Yes, 10th, 11th Lord in the 12th house, you have to push yourself a lot, because major house Lord, Saturn, very important planet for you, that is going in the 12th house. You have to break certain patterns, move to different places, work hard, and build up from the base. Education wise, this year is good for you. You can, if you want to, you can definitely take a loan, and you can work part time, because that kind of people have also come and asked for suggestions. So health is the most important part. This is what I will say for the Aries people. 2026 doesn't look bad at all for you all, and the transit of Mars is also good this year. Most of the year it is good. So I hope this will help you in understanding how the dasha and the transit work in tandem, and how you can utilize your year 2026. Taurus, you have your most benefic planet, Yogakarak Saturn, in the 11th house. And till Saturn is in the 11th house, your finance and your Bhagya, Lord, professional, mainly the 10th and the 9th lord, when it goes to the 11th house, this should be a really good transit actually. So sources of money knocking at your door can happen. If you're looking for opportunities, it will come to you, and you can feel privileged also, because Jupiter is also the 8th and the 11th lord transiting in the second house for the first half of the year till May end. Then it moves into exaltation. Now, see, the exalted Jupiter, though it looks good, can bring in a lot of desires also to your life, but it can create some impediments also over here. Because whenever Jupiter is getting exalted from the Mool Trikon house, it is in the 8th house. So, again, some major changes over here can happen in your financial front also. So you change a job or you move into some other city. Your friend circles can change, competition can be high, sudden changes can happen in your networking area, in the people that you had been putting faith. These things can change. Obviously, dasha is very prevalent over here. Rahu is in the 10th house, Ketu is in the 4th house. Now see, Rahu in the 10th house, Rahu 10 में, दुनिया बस में. ये तो आप लोगों ने कितनी बार ही सुना है YouTube में. Now see, it is not as easy. Rahu works in a very different way in the 10th house. And just saying that Rahu in the 10th house is a brilliant thing to have is a very big miscalculation. Rahu does not give things easily. It gives a lot of confusion, lot. And that is why the 10th house Rahu people always come and say that everywhere I have been hearing Rahu is great in the 10th house. Now what is happening with me? It is not that easy. Rahu, Ketu, the nodal planets, the north and the south node, Rahu Ketu is very delusional, illusional, making you puzzled. That is why Saturn Jupiter is understandable. The prediction of Rahu Ketu can go anywhere, anywhere. It can take you to a great height and drop you from like a sky, from like a pack of cards. Everything just comes crushing down. End of 10th Rahu Mahadasha, when Jupiter starts, the person finds himself just like again a new beginner. Kahan hua Rahu 10 mein, duniya bas mein? No, and Rahu, see, another thing, Rahu but Shani. Fine, Rahu works like Shani. But Rahu's characteristics is not too much. There are a lot of difference between Saturn and Rahu. So that is why don't take Rahu 10th so literally. It can be a lot of illusion, lot of whatever doing. See, software was also an illusion. Today we are seeing the IT. We know the future of IT is. I see. That's why I do not say too much negativity. But we know it is going nowhere now. That's a truth that needs to be accepted. That's why Rahu is the game changer. 100% software changed all our lives. IT gave a lot of things, but now again a game is changing, and that is the new AI, and that is also Rahu only. So Rahu changes shape and its way of working. Be very careful what you're treading into. 10th Rahu, not easy, I will say. 10th Ketu, if transit is there, not easy. Better to have a 10th Saturn and Jupiter. At least you will be in clarity. What is happening with your life. So Taurus ascendant, you have a good Saturn transit, main transit this year for you. Saturn in Uttar Bhadrapada. Stick to the Saturnic way. Don't jump into things. Don't suddenly change things. Wait until and unless you're propelled. This year, Venus, if you want to have some educational pursuit, you can. It can be good because Bhagya Dasha is supporting you. It can be good to go for competitive examinations also if the dasha is also a little bit good. So that is also there, because Bhagya Lord is in the 11th house. It can favor you. Health wise, Saturn will always give you health checks over here. Because Saturn is aspecting the Lagna, and there can be Saturnic diseases like, some Vata type kind of a disease, bones feeling all that a little not very fast. You cannot do things faster. These things can happen with Saturn in the 11th house. But it cuts and trims your networking circle also, leaving you with people who are just bare necessity for you. That is also a thing with Saturn. But understand, this placement of Saturn, this transit is best for you, even more than this Rahu, Ketu and Jupiter transit. Now, the horoscope that I've put up is a Taurus Lagna horoscope with Rahu on the Lagna, and this is the person is running the dasha of Rahu and the Antardasha of Jupiter, which is in the third exalted. Now, this is a Jupiter returns for the person. It will bring in, and see, Rahu and Jupiter, Dasha Antardasha Lord is in 1-3 axis, right? Or 3-11. From Jupiter, if you see, Rahu is in the 11th. From Rahu, Jupiter is in the 3rd. This is a good combination actually. So when a person runs an axis of Dasha 3-11 and Saturn is in the 11th house, and this is a Taurus Lagna and Taurus Moon, it can be a very good progressive year for that person. That is how the dasha and the transit here I have taken in the, one of the good horoscopes, so that to make you understand, when this dasha comes, then the transits are already good and the person can really get some good mentors, because this person is doing higher studies. So he is in foreign lands, he is in higher studies, he can do really good this year with his studies. So all these things are happening in tandem with the dasha. So one person running this kind of a dasha and the transit of how the Saturn Jupiter is, they will say, I have a very nice year. Many people, now again, another horoscope I have, I will put it over here, Taurus ascendant with, as far as I can remember, the 7th Lord dasha she is running, and it is in the Uttar Falguni Nakshatra in Leo. Now, this person is having a lot of turmoil with relationships, because the 7th house dasha, nothing is in your control. Marak dasha she is running, lot of trouble with the partner. So, though the transits are good, it is unable to give her the favor or the kind of thing she is looking out. But what she can do, what I advised her in this dasha, is that she has to focus. Her focus will always go to the 7th house, how to leave a person, go into another relationship. But because Mars is in Uttar Falguni, Rahu is transiting over that Mars, it is like, sudden dismissal of a marriage that can happen. So these kind of things happen on a dasha which is of that giving of fruits bearing of that kind. So both the horoscopes are very different from each other. Both are Taurus. Nonetheless, a general transit, what it states is that however bad you are running, suppose you have a Saturn in the 11th house and in Pisces in Uttar Bhadrapada, aspecting your Lagna, you can keep yourself grounded and work with your finance and profession, and the relationship, if it has to go, as for this horoscope, it will go. If something has to come, it will come, but the judgment is with this person whether to bring it in her life or not. So in this way, one has to take a calculated judgment with the transit. The essence of the transit is very important in that, but the dasha is the main factor. So hope this puts a little bit of light for the Taurus people, the way I'm trying to just give a understanding of how the dasha system is working. Now next come the Gemini ascendant. For Gemini people, you are starting with a retrograde Jupiter on the Lagna, and Saturn is in the 10th house transiting. Profession wise and money wise, this should be a good year as far as the transit is concerned. Now, Rahu Ketu is in your Rahu 9th house and Ketu in the 3rd house. Now, over here, whenever Ketu or Rahu comes in the 3rd house or major planet comes, then some kind of changes in the environment or place or city it usually brings. If your dasha is like that, you will definitely go through that. Obviously, I will put up the horoscope, which I will just deal with to say that. Now, you are your education for higher education, Rahu will take you towards that place. Not that I'm very enthusiastic about this Rahu in the 9th house. This is not the place for Rahu Mars kind of planet, not even Saturn. It pushes you for betterment, because 159 axis, whenever malefics they transit, they push you for betterment, no doubt about that. But Rahu in the 9th house is quite delusional. It is the house of Jupiter, right? So originally it is the Sagittarius house. Anyway, so this year can give you professional and marriage related things. That is very much on the cards. Education, okay. Especially if you are going towards foreign countries, it is okay. There can be challenges in the job front also. Now see, the horoscope that I am showing you, this person is running the dasha of Venus, which is in the 12th house, and the antardasha of Jupiter. Now here, the Mahadasha Lord is Venus. Everything is happening, Venus in own house, Jupiter in own house. But first and foremost, see that they are not in sync with each other. Venus and Jupiter is 6-8 from each other. If you put Venus on the Lagna, Dasha Lagna, if you make it, Jupiter is in the 8th. So one planet will tell you to go towards north, another planet will tell you to go towards south. Now, which the Antardasha becomes very prominent over here. So, suppose the Mahadasha Lord is telling Venus in the 12th house retrograde, this person is having, do not go for a relationship or anything, because it may ultimately come into loss, because after Venus, Saturn, after Jupiter, Antardasha, Saturn with Ketu will be coming. But this person will go into a business or a personal relationship, because Jupiter, the Antardasha Lord, is very prominently sitting in Sagittarius. So here you see a change, a relationship progress, a change in the job front, or the luck factor. From the 5th house, Venus is in the 12th house. So a change may be for good in the later phase, but or maybe looking very good at this moment of time may not generate that kind of a result. It's a very difficult dasha, looks Venus Jupiter, but 6-8 from each other, both are retrograde, both are in their own house. Only problem is that Jupiter being on the Lagna and Jupiter then going into exaltation will make the fructification of Sagittarius more than Taurus. Because Saturn, Jupiter by double transit method, both are aspecting the 7th house of Sagittarius. So he is trying to start a new business with some partnership. What I advised him is that, see, it looks very good from the prima facie that Jupiter is in its own house. First and foremost, we have to look into the detail also. But in the horoscope, first going through just the transit of Gemini ascendant is that transits looks good. But Saturn is, after all, in the 10th house. Here Saturn will start something new, definitely, but the discontinuation of partnership can also happen, because as you see, Jupiter from the 7th house, its own Mool Trikon, is going into the Cancer, which is the 8th house. So these things can sudden take a change also as Jupiter moves to from Punarvasu to Pushya in the month of June, July. That is why dasha pattern is very important. Many Gemini people comes up and tells that many astrologers are telling Saturn in the 10th house, Jupiter on the lagna or in the second house as it will be going. It will give brilliant results. You know, all will be starting very well. And no, Saturn in the 10th house is not very easy. Again, in the case of Rahu, it is delusional. It is quite difficult. The person doesn't even know that the person is living a dream which is just in the dream phase only. That is a problem with Rahu Ketu both. But at least Saturn, you know, it presses you, gives you the reality check, and it makes you understand, did you work so hard for the last 2-3 years that you're expecting something in this transit of Saturn? Kendra Saturn, whenever the transit of Kendra Saturn happens from the moon or from the lagna, is very, very prominent, very prominent. First Saturn, seventh Saturn, fourth Saturn, 10th Saturn. And here, it's a kind of a make and break, I have seen. 10th Saturn, suddenly you get a lot of responsibilities. Either you have worked really hard and for the past 2.5 years, 3 years, your dasha is good, you are given responsibility and your professional things heading towards a betterment. Saturn will not give you result fast, right? But you know that you're on the right path. It cannot make you happy in the 10th house unless it is a very different dasha you're running, and yes, that is fructified, that kind of events. So that is why 2026 transit wise does not look good, does not look bad, sorry, at all for the Gemini ascendants. And Jupiter exalted in the second house can, even your partner can also change jobs and get better. All these things can happen, financial, professional, education wise, health wise. It can be a little bit tiring at times, but it doesn't look bad from any angle. Why I had taken this horoscope is that to make the statement how a dasha running at that time can be very tricky and not given the results that the prima facie transits are supporting. You know, that is the thing. So that's why I've taken this horoscope for an example. Hope this helps you in your analysis. Do check your Indu Lagna, Aruda Lagna, A10 Pada, A11. All these are also very important in determining if major planets are transiting over there. Please look into the front part of my video to understand a little bit about these concepts. Thank you. Ascendants, the transits of Saturn is in your 9th house, and Jupiter in the first 6 months will be transiting in your 12th house. So it is retrograde. So whatever pending things that Jupiter needs to complete regarding your professional, financial, all these matters, it will be done so that you are ready for the Jupiter exalted coming on the lagna. Jupiter exalted coming on the lagna, especially whenever a transit happens on the lagna, it is very, very profound, because lagna is you. It is just not the moon. It is just not the mind. Here, Jupiter will give you, maybe you were in a very state of hazy, delusional time for the last few months. Here, Jupiter will give you a consciousness raising transit. What needs to be done? What needs to be discarded? How you change your things? All these things will be done by Jupiter. Obviously, the Bhagya Lord coming on the Lagna, as I said in the previous of my video, 9th Lord can give money. This is very important. Saturn is also sitting in the 9th house. Yes, some people are going through delays, no doubt about that. Who told you that after, because many people of Cancer, Moon especially, I have completed my Dhaya, and when is the good time coming? Who told you that Saturn in the 9th house is a great planet to have? This is my first question. I am, as a Leo ascendant, I am running a Dhaya. And then my Saturn will go into the 9th house in 2027. I'm not thinking Saturn is here to give great results in the ninth house. Ninth house is a fortune house. It is the house of Gyan. It is the house of higher knowledge. It is your fortune. Saturn has nothing to give much over here other than malefics in the 1, 5th and 9th always push you. They push you to work hard and develop yourself for the 10th house that is coming. No transit of Saturn is so good as predicted and said in general. Saturn is a suffer giving planet. Yes, one that is very true. And once you are adjusted with the kind of life Saturn wants, you are much at peace. That much I can say. Saturn gives lot of money also, no doubt about that. But those people who are Saturnic and have lot of money, you will say they do not even bother to spend those money. It is getting on accumulated. They lead a simple life. If you are sitting with 9th Saturn and you are thinking in the Lagna chart or in the transit as of now, and you're thinking your finances will be going for a rock and roll and give you a gala time, it's your misconception. What can be done about it? Now you have to understand, or the universe will make you understand slowly and steadily. Jupiter on the Lagna will definitely give you some relief from the kind of haziness that you were facing. I'll put in that way, because most of the Cancer ascendants that I have been talking to the last year, Jupiter and Gemini in the 12th house, they are not at all sure what they are doing, why they are doing, when time will change, what is going to happen, and all this. Hope you get a clarity first, because astrology is Jyotish. Jyotish is all about the Jyoti, the clarity. Once you start getting clarity, good and bad, rough or even, you try to accommodate yourself according to the life pattern that God has set for you. That is very important. And Jupiter's blessing, I hope, will give you that kind of a clarity this year. Money should flow in. The condition of Mars is good this year. Jupiter's transit in the 1st, in the 2nd is also good. So profession and finances should do well. I do not know over the top. I'm putting a horoscope. You look into the horoscope and see this person has Jupiter on the Lagna, Cancer ascendant, Rahu in the 11th house. She is running a dasha of Rahu, Mahadasha, and Jupiter Antardasha. She is in foreign lands, and she is into higher studies and job together. Now the thing is that, see, that's why 11th Rahu creates a lot of problems also. Though the transits are good and everything, this person will not be able to continue with the job as such. And Jupiter, as it comes on the Lagna, will make it focus on herself, because this is Jupiter returns for her. And that is why she will be quitting a job, definitely. And she will be focusing more on her upliftment, because that is the call of the Antardasha Lord. Go to foreign lands, 9th Lord, sitting on the Lagna, you will have high competition over there. Due to competition, you will feel that now I need to quit the present job and I need to upgrade my skills. That is what she told me she intended to do. That is very, very important, because 6th Lord getting exalted on the Lagna, even if you change your official professional area, finances are good or whatever, competition is not going to die down. You will see people around you are very competent and they know what they are doing. They're very qualified and skilled in their own way. That is Jupiter on Lagna for you. Not a very easy transit, but yes, it's a Chetana giving transit, consciousness raising transit, giving you the clarity that you require for the days to come. That is very important. Now here, Rahu Ketu transit is also in your 2nd house and the 8th house. Rahu Ketu gives a lot of fear in the 2nd 8 axis, and that fear is not totally delusional for understanding Rahu Ketu in the 2-8. It is like money can come and go. Ketu in the 2nd. Rahu in the 8th can give sudden expenses. So it is the money comes, no doubt about that, because second house and eighth house both are money giving house. But how to utilize the money, how to stop it from moving away, how to understand why I'm getting profit or loss, and how to mitigate the way, all these things Jupiter will help you. But these position of Rahu Ketu is a little difficult. Even if you're a student also, there will be sudden unknown fear inside you, whether I will be able to give my best and do my best. That is also very much prominent. Health issues also this 8th Rahu and 2nd Ketu can bring in. Jupiter is also in the 12th house till the end of May. So take care of your health. Once Jupiter comes on the Lagna also, do not indulge in too much, because Jupiter on the Lagna 7th, it gives fatulence also. That is also a thing. Then last end of the year, Ketu comes on the Lagna by this next December. Now that will open up a totally different chapter. When you have Ketu on the Lagna, everything shuts down. So let us not talk about December shuts down, means now you are on your own and you have to contemplate what you have to do in the life forward. Not that you're cut off everything. You don't like to go and mingle and talk and so much, that is how Ketu on the Lagna is. So this horoscope that I was showing you, that gives the situation that you run when the dasha is looking very good. See, Rahu Mahadasha, Jupiter Antardasha, looking very good, and it is good also. But this person will quit a job and will go into higher development of skills for the purpose of job, because the 6th lord is on the Lagna. But from Sagittarius, it is 8th. So a change is seen. That is how the dasha goes in tandem with the transit, not the other way around. Dasha is most prominent. Look out for your Indu Lagna, Aruda Lagna, A10 Pada, A11 Pada. This I have said about these things. These are very important to judge 1 year of whatever is happening. Not only the transit based things. I have said these in my preface of this video. Try and understand. You can get it in Jagannath Hora, or even Astro Sage also gives these. So you have to go and find and see if any major transit is happening over these houses, wherever these padas are, or main planets are transiting from Upachya houses, then it is good from these places, mainly over these places. So these are the different things that one has to see to understand. Though it is a good, I will say, if you ask me, I will say it's a good year. But good has so many sense for so many people. For one person, getting 1 lakh per month is good. For another person, even 50,000 is good. For another person, even 10 lakhs is not enough, because the household expenses are like that. That is why this is very difficult to understand what is good for one and what is not. The same thing cannot be good for the other. So that is the thing. Anyway, this was my short take on 2026 and how this is going to pan out. Hope it helps you with the example of the horoscopes.